distinguished.
The non-distinguished. Yeah. Yes.
I'm intimidated by your liquid death a little bit right now.
Yeah.
Just because
Sponsor
every time
me.
I see that, I'm like,
No, yeah.
I just have a little liquid life here.
I should have coffee and a donut, though, but, you know. Yeah. Hey, everybody. My name is Justin. I'm the technical director here. I'm also a DP here in town. I've known this guy for a very long time, so we were pumped to just kind of hang out and chat and talk about different stuff. So, yeah. My friend Jeff, the director, the
middle name.
Actor, yes. The voiceover.
At times, yes.
King.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. So yeah, tell us a little bit about your journey, how you got here, where you're from, all that.
Sweet. So I'm actually from down the road. I am a rare unicorn of growing up in Nashville. Went to Brentwood High. But first went to Scales and Lipscomb Elementary. And, okay, so write that down. And so I grew up here, was very fortunate to have like kind of a TV department at my high school that kind of like I got to shoot a lot of interviews and sports and news and recycling festivals and elementary school plays and stuff like that. When I was in high school, just to do that and learn about kind of just like process and how to shoot, what tapes were, literally editing on tape to tape stuff with like, you know, if the tape messes up, you got to start it over and erase it on a magnet, literally on a magnet. So I grew up doing that. I'll kind of go into more of like OG stuff afterward, but yeah, I've been here for doing what I do now for probably like 15 years or so. Live in East Nashville. Have a little 11-month-old now, which is great and tiring. And yeah, I've worked in this very spot in kitchen and that room many a time and at Gear 7. And so, yeah, it's good. Glad to be here.
Yeah, awesome. Well, we've got a slideshow with some videos, some work that we've done. We're going to talk about that stuff. We're also going to kind of focus in on comedic directing and writing, and we're also to kind of talk about overall set vibe, working with high-end talent, talent with specific needs and baggage and things like that, and how to create an environment that is conducive to getting a great product, but at the same time, like keeping everybody happy and vibing. So yeah, let's watch this first piece.
Yeah. But the first joke before that was that I usually don't get a welcome as good as that, and that's it. Okay, so that's the first joke. Okay, you're like, this guy's not comedy. Okay, so anyway, this is a piece that's actually not comedy as well that we did for the Titans. This was the first piece I did with them. This was about 2 years ago. This won a Clio, and was kind of getting to do one for the home team. So we'll start off with that.
He needs 2 yards to keep this game moving on.
Hey, fourth down.
Do they think about going for it here? A minute 17 remaining.
Dan Skipworth, producer.
Mike Vrabel is going to
Cameo.
You see what you're made of when you go through something tough.
You folks need to be down the basement. You don't have time.
And yeah, it's been a tough year
14 days of self-quarantine.
for everyone. But Tennesseans are built for this. Tough.
It's a mindset.
We chase it. It feeds us. We look for it.
Titans were men of strength and power.
Grit passed down through generations. Tough. Pain was their badge. The first ones here, they set the tone.
Remind you of somebody?
Yeah, me.
A team made of pure
You're not hurt, are you?
Our team is built by the heartbeat of the state. You. Tennessee tough.
We want more. Let's go. We want more. We want more.
Speaking of voiceover, those oohs in the background were me on my iPhone voice memo in my living room going, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yeah, it was.
So yeah, it literally was. Just made sure no one was home. This next one is kind of more into the kind of commercial world, and we could definitely talk about Titans piece. There's lots of little inside stuff with that, but here's something absolutely different.
We open on a family eating dinner at a table. The dinner consists of moon pies and a couple of waters.
Parent, I love moon pies. They're very good, but I wish for more.
Well, we have something to show you.
What is it?
We have found you a new sibling.
Oh my yes! Oh my goodness.
This is a joyous time.
The parents guide the children into the living room. A beautiful moon pie child walks out from the shadows. The perfect blend of snack and human. You can't tell it's wearing pants, even though it is.
We love it!
They all embrace the moon pie child and everyone cries, in a good way.
It's as soft as a lamb. A real lamb.
Moon pie, moon pie, moon pie, moon pie, moon pie.
Also, the moon pie was also my voice on a voice memo, so I guess there's a trend there. So the story behind that, just to give a little bit of context, moon pie's social media account is hilarious. If you don't follow them, they're legendary. And they made this was their attempt at Super Bowl commercials, and so they had their voice, that robot voice is essentially like making the script for a Super Bowl commercial that their boss let them make, and this is like moon pie as a whole trying to make Super Bowl commercials. So then the next year, what they did is they rented out, they were like, oh my God, my boss said that we can, we're gonna rent out Super Bowl, or we're gonna have a Super Bowl commercial this year for real, like not even like fake like last year. And so then they're like, we got TVs to show it on. All right, this is Moe's. So this is Moe's. This isn't that. But this is Moe's. We'll show that real quick.
Hey, Pops, what's the key to a happy life? Those 3 little words. Proud of you.
Okay.
I love you.
What's in there? That's what you wanted, isn't it?
Welcome to Moe's!
Welcome to Moe's.
Heartwarming family story there. No voice memos in that one.
Hey, no, all
So there you
professional on that one.
So moon pie, essentially, this is their attempt at. They got Super Bowl commercials, but then they found out they actually leased gas station TVs. You know those TVs when you're pumping gas. They leased during the game only. This spot was playing on like every gas station TV across the country, and it was a stunt of them being like, "Oh no, wait, we meant to do a TV, but it was this." So imagine pumping gas and seeing this.
When we open, we see the moon pie child escaping. You can tell it's dark outside because there's not much light. Then we hear the famous song.
Born free as the wind blows, as free as the grass grows, 'cause you're born free, 'cause you're born free.
The moon pie child is not enjoying this at all.
Fear not, my delicious child. It was just a very good moon pie commercial.
Hey, maybe we're in a commercial right now.
Everyone laughs except the moon pie child. You are definitely considering purchasing the moon pie now.
Moon pie, moon pie,
Moon pie, moon pie, moon pie.
Sometimes I watch those and I go, ugh, that's what I do for a living. That's weird. This is really weird. This next one, what is it? Oh, we didn't remove that.
What's good, Tennessee? Let's go to work.
This is the second Titans one that we did this past year. It has a little more humor
love
to
a
it.
lot of things. Music, barbecue, whiskey, and work. Now you might say, wait, work? How are you in love with work? Oh, I'll show you. Let's see who's been grinding and loving. Roll call! Coffee guy, you putting in the work? Tell me. How'd you... Man, that just looks like hard work. Get me out of here. I know this is supposed to be work, but it tastes like play. Ooh, how about bus drivers? Back at it. Chief John, always on call. Can you test your levels real quick for me? Sacked! Ah. We good? I can't hear. I can't. What'd you say? How about those self-employed people? I see that Titan sticker. Hey, builders, you working? Lightning Ram, let's go. Mamas, electricians, bakers, leaders, musicians.
Come on, way to work.
Gym owners, beer brewers, rappers. Let's get it. And rappers with a W. Lawn care, hair care, trendsetters, boss ladies, and you, all across the whole state. I see you, Memphis. How about those boys from Tennessee back in the office? Not that office, this office. Yo, AJ, tell them you working.
I never stop working. That's what I do.
Woo! Simmons looking hungry. That's my guy. Dear Lord, that man is flying. That's not, oh, dang. I'd rather be hit by that stampede that killed Mufasa than to be hit by Derrick Henry. Oh my God. As Tennesseans, this is what we expect. Nothing less. This, Jubilee Singers. Cue epic music. 1, 2, 3. It's hard to say we're clocking in because we never stop. Keep up the work, Tennessee. We will too. Tighten up.
That was a fun one. And I don't know if there's anything left. Oh, okay. One, and then I swear we'll be done. We just shot this a couple months ago. We had 4 rain delays during this shoot. This is another moon pie thing. I love moon pie, and but this is moon pie also has a vendetta against the sun, moon sun, and they online they like hate Sunny D and they like talk a lot of trash to Sunny D, and so on the longest day, on the summer solstice, Moon Pie released a sunscreen to block the sun on the longest day of sun of the year, and they legitimately made a sunscreen and sold it in stores, and this is what we made, a fake like Gushers 90s Super Soaker commercial.
The sun is melting my moon pies.
Are you done with the sun? Then you need...
Well, the sun's gonna swallow the earth one day, so moon pie decided to step in the way. Don't let a little sunburn ruin the fun. Say SPFU to the sun. Well, the moon is your friend, the sun is a bully, so lather on that marshmallow
Smells like marshmallows.
Kinda.
Moon Pie Sunbad Sunscreen. Get yours before it's gone, or at least before the sun destroys us all. Moon Pie Sunbad Sunscreen. Available in stores and online.
Can we eat this?
No, you can't.
And if there's any question on dedication, this guy is like won multiple on the right, not me. Like he's like ASCAP Songwriter of the Year, like 2 years running. And I had him doing this. So we have no fun doing that stuff. But yeah, that one is one that we just did recently. So I'm trying to think. Yeah, that was a fun one though.
No, it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
I think when your stuff has always been funny from the stuff that we did ages ago. Like finding a way to develop and find, and I come back to this a lot with comedy. It's just this surprise and delight. Like how you land things that people are not expecting, that are just that trigger a laugh, that trigger a moment, and obviously like there's a lot of ways to use those for a brand, for commercials, for teams, for things to like lighten the mood, convey something about a brand that they want to convey, whether that's we hate Sunny D or whatever, using those things. But at the end of the day, like I think for us as filmmakers, like that in and of itself is a joy to just find those moments. Like kind of expound upon that about how that, like finding that with, I feel like a client like Moon Pie, it's easy because they're just like, we want to be insane and this is going to fit.
Yeah.
But sometimes with clients that aren't necessarily like that, how are you finding ways to squeeze in that surprise and delight? Because I think there's even ways that even find some ways into the Titans pieces that are more dramatic and more that those are those moments that really connect people to a piece.
Yeah. I think it's like accepting a little bit of like going for a quirk type of thing. And if people know that you've like prepared and you know exactly like what they're like, if there's a client who's particularly, I've had some that are very like, hey, can we turn the straw so we can see both the red and the yellow line? Like, and even though the last take was great, they're like, that won't do because it's, the straw's turned. So you have to find the balance of like, what's conveying that like, hey, I'm not trying to do anything crazy with you here. I'm just saying, like, as the person who you hired to, bring something to life here, this is what's going to do that. So your choice, but I can, we can do it this way or this way. So I think it's because I think a lot of times, a client or an agency is rightly so like, hey, job number one is making sure we're selling the thing that we're trying to sell, or make the artist look good, or make the actor look good, or make, fill in the blank look good. So as long as your head is on straight of being like, all right, that's operation number one, make sure that's happening, but also along the way, like, how do we sneak in stuff that's going to be a little like different, or like, like improv a line, or, hey, throw this out there, like, hey, I'm not wasting any time, but like, can we try this? Like, I think you're going to like this. Like, why don't we turn it this way, or why don't we try this? So it's kind of knowing that like your prep and your dial is set on what you're trying to accomplish for them for the shoot, and then no one is then you can kind of get a little bit more freedom to try stuff.
Yeah, and I think building in the room for that in your day and in your prep and in your writing, like building in the room for the improv, for the moments where things can happen.
Yeah.
And I think also that like surrounding yourself with people, and like for me, having a crew that's funny and having a great time. Oh yeah. That just bleeds onto the screen.
Yep.
Well,
the set vibe has to be there. It's like if we've been on set together. There's a few faces around here that I've been on set with a lot, and I try to be the exact same right now, or in the meeting that we had with the client before, or in any time, the exact same then as on set, because especially as the director, you're setting the tone for everything. Like if you've been on a set and you see someone like above the line, like a producer or director, like been a, can I say ass? Can I say ass?
Yeah.
Been an ass to people, then you're kind of like, that sets the tone for everyone else, and it makes everyone else be like, oh, that's okay, like I can do that, and that trickles down. So it's like part of my job too is even if it's like a thing that's not like funny, like not traditionally funny, you're like, this is your office. Like you go to work, you set the tone, you're the leader, you are setting the tone. You have like, doesn't mean you have to, like go and make cupcakes for everyone every day, but like,
Right.
you could. I think it's a matter of like, like talking to people, like being light with the client, being light with the talent, like especially like getting good rapport with everyone, like because then people also like I think will work harder for the project and ultimately for your vision if they're not like I got to go get this stand out of the truck. It's going to take me. It's 100 yards over there. It's like, but if they. If the gaffer likes you because you've been joking with him about your fantasy football league and how you're gonna, kick his ass or something like that this year, then you're, they want to offer a little effort, and so and I would do the same for them of not like making a decision that would like break everyone's back of like, oh God, like we're gonna flip again to the set, like it's a kind of a give and take, but the vibe has to be, I think, no matter what, light.
Yeah. Yeah,
because it just invites collaboration too.
It does, and that's so huge coming from a DP point of view of like the directors that I partner with. If that vibe is not there, I feel like I then have to step in and protect the whole crew from a like hazardous relationship that can just come down to the crew. And that, but if that's not there, and if that partnership is there, and we're on the same page and we're joking and having a great time while also doing our jobs very well, that doesn't get left out. But that just like, it so quickly bleeds to the rest of the crew. Everyone has a great day. Even if you go over, even if there's unforeseen things that pop up, like it gets handled so easily and so well. And I think that like all that does is play into better environment with the crew, better performances from the cast, better vibe with the clients. Like it's,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's such an easy, it's easy. You have to manage it every single time, and every single time is different. But like if you start there, like that happens. Yeah.
Well, it's not like that, and it's not saying there's not like days on set where it's really hard and really like, God, this fill in the blank. So and so is really difficult today, or like this weather is not cooperating, or like something's not happening that I want to happen. Like that always like something will always not go the way that you think it's going to go, which industry secret. Like that's it. It's like you're. Mostly the director job is like reacting to things that aren't going as planned and being like, okay, how do we pivot to this? Like, okay, what if we shot it this way instead of over here? Like, that's not in the storyboard, but that's okay because I know in the cut it'll match here. And like your pivot and your ability to, and that comes on the prep side. Yeah. Prep affects mood on set because you're not like chewing your fingernails in the corner and being like, how am I going to get these shots? Like, it matters to that. And I think at the end of the day too, a lot of people on set are creative problem solvers. Like a DP wants something to be creative and fun. Art department wants something to be, they want to be creative. Like, wardrobe, anyway, it's like finding things to, like if you're a director and you're walking into the room and approving a look for someone, then it's not just like, oh, that one, okay, cool, thanks. Like, because then everyone's like, okay, that's great. And that's not saying I haven't done that before, but like, but usually it's like inspiring people to be like, everyone's trying to creative problem solve on set. Like that's kind of a good initiative. And so like, talking to a DP especially, like, hey, how can we make this look better? Like I rarely will you not see me like ask other people what they think is the best, and then I'll go with that. Like I have a loose grip on everything, and I think that's helped to serve the story, like to serve what we do well. Yeah. With the things I get to create with people, but because, hey, you're on set for a reason. Like you're an expert at this. Like, what do you think? and then I'll take that and then say no to it, and avoid looking at you the rest of the day. No, usually it's the better idea, and then we are like, hey, yeah, that, and then what if we do this? So,
yeah,
long-winded.
it's the best idea wins.
Yeah,
at the end
exactly,
of the day.
exactly. Has to.
And it's such that collaboration of it makes it so much more rich. And I feel like in some of the best comedy sets I've ever been on is when it is not just like, oh, okay, only the actors can riff and improv, but the director, if the writer's there, like even some of the crew can be like, make a joke, and then everybody's like, whoa, what did you just say? You know,
totally.
That environment, that craft shared between all of us only elevates it. And I think, and like you said, like still being the gatekeeper for that, still being like, okay, well, I know the client's going to be pissed if we do this or this, or really the tone of this scene needs to be this. What it's really about is about this. And so, and most often, like, people that want to be involved in the filmmaking process and are on the crew, they're going to want to know and be like, okay, well, this is a scene where she dies, so let's not put any jokes. And
or clear communication on, like, everyone knowing to be on the same page of, like, all right, this is, like, because everyone can read into that as well. Yeah. You know, of knowing, like, all right, this is going to be light and funny, like we can be a little looser or something.
Exactly. But there's still a level of professionalism. There's still a level of like, we have to make the day. We have to get it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that just comes with time and reps. You know, you look at like Adam Sandler films, and they're all the same crew, the same cast, the same people, because they found a vibe and they found a groove, and they're just continuing at it.
Yep. And
so I think there's a lot to be said about like putting in the hours, putting in the time with people, with your peers. You develop a similar sense of humor. I remember years of hanging out early on, us and Neil and Seth, and just my sense of humor and my understanding of comedy just by hanging out and making fun of each other and joking, like, shifted and changed and became more robust and interesting. They'd be like, well, if I just make fun of you, it's funny, right? And be like, no, like, there's more craft to it than that. And so
that's what we would say during, and be like, no, there's more of a craft of making fun of you.
Try that
See,
again.
what I'm going for is your shirt is really dumb, not just that. Yeah, no.
Not just regular.
Yeah, not just regular dumb, very extravagantly dumb. No, I think that it, like, and even, you know, kind of segueing into like talent and stuff.
Yeah.
I think, like I did about like, I did some theater in college, and then improv out of college for a few years, and then grew up acting in front of camera, like I say acting, and like very loosely, and like was in some stuff. So I understand the sensibility of like, or like as a director, throwing out something is improv. So it's like if you, and that's not even I would categorize the improv as just like coming up with an idea, funny or not, in something, in a situation to make it better. So the sharper your mind is thinking on that. Like, you know, like after you like haven't read a book in a while and you read a book and just all of a sudden like you're talking better, talking more gooder. Like I think that in the similar way, it's like when you're on set, coming up with something in the moment to be like, what if she, and it's like, if it's like a salad commercial, like what if she's setting it down over here and they look this way? You know, it's like, it's the ability for an idea to like get out of your head quicker. And especially on the comedy side, because that's the hardest, is, you know, like suggesting a line, like in that moon pie thing. I remember it's like a lamb, a real lamb was just an on-set thing, like not written, and it ended up being one of their favorite lines. And we went through a ton of those. We were like, say it's like watching an eagle hatch, or, you know, say it's like listening to a siren, or a siren from the ocean emerging from the water. It's like, you know, like, and just having this poor kid say all these really complicated words, which is amazing. But it's like that. And then on the talent side, there's nothing more like, it's like, actor, it's like, celebrity, it's like, it's fine. But like, everyone's looking and pointing the cameras at them, so like the less they feel alone and like that was dumb, or like that was like the more in the same way that you're encouraging crew to be like playful and fun, like, oh, let's try this. That was really good, like encouraging.
Yeah.
The better for them. Like I remember one time there was a mentor of mine. I was shooting with it was a music video, and after the music video, he finished playing, and a mentor of mine was at the label, and the artist was just left there after the song ended, and like I didn't go over to him and like chop it up or like, hey, that was good. What if we try this or do this? And he was like, hey, you need to, like he pulled me aside. I was like, hey, you see I was just sitting there right now? He's in his head. Why don't you go talk to him and say how good that was? She's like, got it. Okay, yeah, got it. Because then that makes everything better, because you have to make sure that on camera, actor, talent, speaker, whatever, dog, cat, something, is feeling like, oh, I'm doing good. Like this is going great. Like and they can bring it out better.
Right.
You know, if they're not like left on this little island of performance that they feel like, am I good? Am I good enough? Am I good? Yeah, how do does my mom love me still? I don't know. I think that's a big deal, because then you can see it especially a talent who I've worked with a lot of them that are either athletes or not funny, and you're trying to get them to be funny.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a talent, I'm not showing it. It's a wide receiver that's a legend that I won't say his name, but we had him say the word jalapeno, I think 40 something times, and be like, okay, good. So it's not jalapeno. They're like, it's pino. And like, just could not get into it. And he was feeling more uncomfortable. And even his manager was like, yeah, I don't hear it. And all the client was like, you have to fix this. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, I can't, he's not saying it right. Come on. And so like, there's definitely moments of that to where you're still having to be like, yeah, good. That was really, really close. That was almost it.
Yeah.
What if you said it like Pino, just jalapeno, just land the plane, just right there. But yeah, I think that ties into like on-set vibe has everything to do, and like improv has everything to do with this like talent feeling comfortable within it.
Absolutely. So yeah, to wrap up, don't be a jerk, have fun. We're not saving lives or doing anything incredibly dramatic here. Like we're having fun with our friends.
Yeah.
So, but investing in that vibe on set and investing in and being intentional about the time that you spend with talent.
Yeah.
And really the time that you spend with everybody. Like it's tough the bigger things get to have a touch point of time with everybody.
Yeah.
But that's critical to maintaining a culture and a vibe on set that is going to benefit the project. So anytime you get in your head, be like, that's not important right now, but like it will pay back in dividends.
Well, and there is times where you have to just attend to other things.
Yeah.
But hopefully if you set it up before that, like, hey, I'm going to be running around, like, but it's really, I will tell you if it's bad. I swear. Like, keep going.
Yes.
Like, we can do that. Yeah. We have one more clip of Better Days if you want to show it, or we can skip past it.
Yeah, let's watch that just to kind of wrap up. We're about out of time, but
Cool.
I think that's a good one to end up on, because it's good.
This is a show we did. Oh, no, I'll skip this one. We did the intro for Monday Night Football a couple years ago, and that was a lot of fun. I'm going to skip past it, even though it's going to play. I brought entirely too much to show and tell here. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Oh, I think we deleted. Okay, yeah, so we deleted it. Never mind. So we don't have anything. These are just like background photos. Yeah, music background.
Jeff's worked with famous people. There you go.
That's it. So yeah, we don't have the clip. Never mind.
Okay, no worries. Dude, thank you so much.
Yeah,
That was
of course.
We're gonna wrap that up, and we'll do some Q&A here in the room. So got a couple minutes for that. Anybody got
any questions?
Any questions?
Yeah, I think it's project dependent. I think if you have a project that you know is very heavily art heavy, then I'll spend a lot of time with art. and make sure that I think it's always a sliding scale. Or if it's like a very like complicated set, if there's a lot of moves, if there's a lot of like logistics involved, I'll spend a lot of time with the producer. If it's a very visually heavy, like needs to look really beautiful, needs to have great light, needs to, you know, be doing that, a lot of time with the DP. And I think it's also segmented on time, like preset, a lot of time with the producer, making sure like, okay, are all the ducks in the row? Okay, we're done. Now we can talk to art. Like, I think it's always a sliding scale. So there's not one particular person that I would like collaborate with the most. I guess if I had to like rank it, it would probably be the DP. But I think it's always kind of a sliding scale based on like what type of project it is. Because, and sometimes it's in post. Like right now I'm doing a thing to where we shot a bunch of plates for another Titans piece that's almost entirely VFX and sound design. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time with the VFX artists, like pre and post for it. So I think it's always a sliding scale. Yeah. I think, you know, a lot of time with commercial, the idea almost comes 80% or 90% or 100% baked to where they are like, this is just, you just be funny, guy, and you pursue our vision here. Sometimes it's that, and you're just serving that, and sometimes in the treatment process, I've one job specifically because I was like, all right, guess I'm gonna put in a photo of me looking stupid in a something, like taking a risk on the treatment of like not communicating to the client that they're about to pay a lot of money to hire someone who's an idiot, but also paying, like making sure that like, hey, this is what I'm thinking through, like pitching lines or different alt reads in the, like if they have a script, one page of the treatment should be like, and for this scene, some alternatives, not like saying that their creative is bad, but saying like, hey, what if, here's some of the ways that I was thinking of, like, you know, punching this up a little bit for a couple lines, or like, you know, what's something funnier that I bring to it? Because I would say it's very rare that I get to pitch a comedy idea from square one to a brand. And I think that's much more rare, but that comes with like picking a lane and being like known as the, and just showing work that's specifically kind of like in the things that you know you're good at. Then it'll kind of like slowly kind of like gravitate towards you, and you'll find yourself making those things. I don't know if that answered that question, but that's how it's happened anyway.
Be funny, and people will ask you to make funny things.
Well, it's I mean, it comes with like picking a lane, really, of like being like, if you don't have it to show it, it's like, it doesn't matter if you're the funniest person in the room. Joe Schmo in New York doesn't know that you're funny, so it's like, what do you have on your site that's funny? Or like, and I still, you know, it's still like, I'm still trying to build a repertoire of that, of like different stuff that's on here, and you know, to show that, of like picking a lane is so, this was not your question, my God. But like picking a lane of like, to be known for something, and that's really hard, because then you're saying no to a lot of other stuff. But like, I found that like, hey, I'm not necessarily the like beautiful cinematic type of guy. And so like, I'm gonna, even if I do a project like that, like maybe I don't show it on a site, maybe I'm not known as that. And then like, I think the creative will start to attract, because most of the time it's already fully baked. And so the creative will start funneling in towards you that kind of leans that way. And then you get to use your strengths that are like, like I kind of found myself in more lighthearted comedy stuff because like I'm destined to coach girls soccer at some point in my life. Like that's just, I was like, gosh, that's my vibe. Dang it. Okay, cool. Like, it's, and so I knew that was happening. So I kind of have found projects that don't correlate with girls soccer coach, girls soccer coach, but like that are the more like lighthearted humor heartstring is what I ultimately decided on. If it's humorous or if it's heartstrings, that's my lane. And that took a long time to pick, but I would say like if there's one thing that kind of added some rocket fuel to the to a career is finding like saying no to these things and picking this is like a big step.
Yeah.
And it's a really helpful thing to just sit down for a while and be like, ask people around you, ask your peers, like, what do you think I'm the best at? What do you see as like my best projects? And that will start to shape in creative that comes to you. Like I said, that was not your question, but I have a problem with talking too much. So there we go. Any other questions? Neil. So all the Titan stuff has been very like pinch me type of projects because one, grew up here and I'm a big Titans fan, so I'm passionate about it. But two, the creative director there, his name's Surf, he's fantastic, and I got to essentially write the script, write the creative, shoot it, like basically handle the entire thing. The same with the other one that was on there, and there's three others that we didn't even see, that I've gotten to like write and create and do the whole thing of. So like, that's been very validating of like, very like, oh God, like that feels like a good lane because it's also something I'm passionate about. So that's a very rare one that like a brand or a team or something like that big, like to trust, to like kind of hand you the keys for that. It was like it's because I came in real hot in a meeting with them one time of like, the first time I met them, I was like, listen, I'm from here. I want to do this for the home team. We just did Monday Night Football. We can do this here. I don't like what's been coming out before, and that's just speaking from a fan and as a creative and a fan. I think we can do it better. And it was like kind of so what do you think? Call me, love you, bye, tighten up. So it's that was a rare one because I did get to write a lot of that, or write all of that. Yes. Page. So like all of that, like non-storyboard, like we didn't storyboard that one, but all of it was like we wanted to show the combination of what Community does and how it intersects with the team. And like that piece in particular, the first one we watched was like, that was like an anthology of the Titans past and present. So like that was the pinch me project for me too, but that was so hands-on of like, that was my friend's trampoline backyard. That was their kid. That was a lot of our props that we keep around our house. Like that was my friend playing the piano, and like we designed that piano. We bought that piano on Craigslist in Kentucky and shipped it here. Like I think. But on the prep side, it's the more I do it, the less and less and less and less it becomes like, let's just try it. It's like very calculated to make it look uncalculated. So I would say almost everything was shot listed in that. And there are lines that are different, like the Eddie and CJ, like that was a improv line, but they were going to be sitting next to each other. But yeah, I would say 95% was like, his shot will be this helmet. It's going to be, and to do match cuts, you have to find the clip first, and then and then shoot it according to the clip. So Jeffrey Simmons flexing after his tackle, that was a complicated day. During COVID, we got all those doctors and nurses on a helipad, had them flex at the same framing and the same time that Jeffrey Simmons flexed as a helicopter flew over, as a rescue helicopter flew over their head. So not only are you having to get non-actors to do something like flexing in their lab coats, but a helicopter and match cutting a thing. So that has to be like very calculated.
Sweet. Well, thanks for coming, everybody. If you have more questions, we're all going to hang out for a little bit. Please eat more donuts. We'll be hanging out. I believe we have the new Alexa 35 in the garage down the hall. If you want to check that out. If you want to check out the studio, we've got things up and running. If you want to see ARC Studios and see XR and the LED wall and all that stuff.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Or hang out. Come bother Jeff. Ask more questions. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Thanks.